Hey there, metal and heavy music fans. If you like to stay on top of the best and brightest metal releases, both underground and above, and hopefully get a laugh or two in the process, stick with me, Flight of Icarus of MetalTrenches.com, by clicking that subscribe button down below. I upload new content every single week. But it's that time again where I share with you 5 new metal releases from mostly the underground that you definitely do not want to miss. Let's dive right into it. Alright, first up we've got Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania band Toothless ripping the mathcore and hardcore competition to shreds with their ferocious new EP, Misinformed. You may have caught my reaction video to the lead single, Grinner, which is easily the crown jewel of this release. But I could not resist another opportunity to just share the fuck out of this band because they are absolutely going places if they wanted enough. All 3 of these tracks are airtight and feature some of the most exciting and energetic instrumentation I've heard in the genre in some time. The guitars have that perfect mixture of groove, noise, and chaotic technical noodling that just hits the perfect sweet spot between being impressive from a musical standpoint and just plain fodder for the mosh pit. No touching though. 6 feet. Keep it sanitary. But in any case, between that and the top-notch drumming and screaming, I just can't get enough of these guys. They really hook you in with those infectious scream-along hooks. Like all of the best EPs, it really does leave me wanting more. Next up, it's Edmonton progressive death metal band Protosequence, turning the tables with another 4-song EP, a blunt description of something obscene, this time with the support of Lacerated Enemy Records. I'd recommend Protosequence to fans of Obscura, Inferi, and Allegion. And that FFO list is particularly notable this time around because previously I had compared Protosequence to the likes of After the Burial, August Burns Red, Kadinja, with a much more metalcore approach to progressive music at that time. Clearly, they've been busy in the time leading up to this new effort, flipping the switch and going full death metal with no signs of looking back. While both Schizophrene and Biophagus were impressive in their own right, a blunt description of something obscene takes their technical musicianship to a whole other level, kicking off like Dream Theater with aborted vocals. The way that cool little hi-hat fill leads into the first of many masochistically proggy bass riffs on savagery in fundamental behaviors is pure ecstasy. From here on out, it's an impressive amalgamation of Obscura and Inferi packed with absurdly dizzying riffage. And I couldn't end without mentioning how much I love the orchestral element that further elevates the already powerful The Pale to stunning heights. I'm not sure what exactly spurred this new direction for Protosequence, but given the serious step up in both musicianship and songwriting, I have a feeling that nothing but good things are ahead for this band. Definitely check out a blunt description of something obscene if you are looking for top-notch progressive death metal. Alright, moving right along, I'm realizing this is a very EP-heavy list this time around, but don't let that deter you at all in terms of quality. We live in this digital age where I feel like the difference between an EP and an LP really doesn't make a difference anymore. In fact, I'm more than happy to just digest something that's 15 minutes long if it's consistently solid all the way through. And so on that note, we've got noisy, maniacal mathcore from Baltimore band Psijic and their new self-titled EP. Listening to Psijic is like being repeatedly kicked in the shins. At a swift and unlucky 13 minutes long, this EP pummels the listener with genty blasts of groove, backed by menacing, chaotic vocals that seem deeply uninterested in doing more than one take. Dude just goes all in every single time, and whatever comes out seems to be what ends up on the track. But the piece de resistance are the screeching frontierer effects and incessant fretboard noodling on the likes of We're Waiting and Fortune 500. That latter track actually sounds like a recording of swarming killer robotic bees more so than what most would characterize as music. Psijic is a sick band that have definitely caught my attention with this short but highly aggressive burst of madness. I'll definitely be keeping tabs on them for more content, and for its length, there's really no excuse for you to not check this one out.
It's in the way! It's in the way we breathe!
Continuing on in a similar vein, we've got the intense metallic hardcore and mathcore EP from New York's Boar. Recommend them to fans of Botch, Every Time I Die, and American Standards. And again, I'll take a rock-solid 4-song mathcore EP any day over a middling full-length in basically any other genre. If you, like myself, are also in love with the abrasive intensity of Botch and southern fried sassiness of Every Time I Die, prepare to get your peanut butter with your chocolate on Boar 2. Boar wrings every single drop of youthful angst and vigor out of each note that they play. With its chaotic riffing patterns and harsh sardonic vocal delivery, Yield sounds like it would have been right at home on the Big Dirty or New Junk aesthetic. And that transition from the pounding drum of larynx makes me feel like I'm in my teens again. Commence the stage diving. Or don't, again, no touchy. Despite having only 11 minutes of material to go on, I'd already be prepared to hand the keys to Boar if Every Time I Die were to hang it up tomorrow. These 4 tracks are an absolute blast that should be required listening for any mathcore or hardcore fan with half a brain in their skull. Alright, and capping it off, the one that some of you are probably waiting for, and the only, I guess, full-length release on this list. Again, this was not how I planned it out, but it's just the way it went. It's the nearly 30-year-old Polish death metal stalwarts Vader, proving that they still have the vitality of bands a third their age with Solitude in Madness via Nuclear Blast. Vader has been a band I've been up and down with over the years. While I love classics like De Profundis, Litany, and Impressions in Blood, as well as more modern material like the truly epic Tibi et Igni, speaking of which, they may be due for a tier list treatment. They've also had their share of missteps. Personally, I was less than enthused with 2016's The Empire, feeling like it lacked the raw energy and catchiness that makes this otherwise you-know-what-you're-getting band continue to remain noteworthy in the present day. Fortunately, that is not even remotely a problem on Solitude in Madness. Seriously, this lean and mean 30-minute assault on all that is right and good in the world starts at 11 and never turns it down until the very end. It's positively brimming with highly infectious thrash riffs and scream-along death vocals that take control of my limbs like some hapless, metal-headed marionette. Once more, I challenge you to listen to this album without air drumming or headbanging at least a few times over its duration. And aside from the usual raging, memorable hooks, I'd venture to say that Vader delivers some of the best solos of their career on the likes of Incineration of the Gods and Satan Wept and Dancing in the Slaughterhouse. I just say that title and I can literally hear him screaming that part of the song in my head. It's one of those albums. It really sticks with you. Unlike some of their peers like Slayer and Metallica, there's no grounds to OK Boomer this band. It may be the same sound repackaged for the 12th time, but where's the fault when it sounds just as good as it did 2 decades ago? How many bands can even say that? Once more, take Vader's lead. And that'll do it, y'all. 5 more releases that you definitely want to check out. This is what it's all about. This is what this channel, Metal Trenches, is for. It's to feed you the best and brightest groups out there you might not otherwise hear about. So do your due diligence. Make sure other people end up hearing about this, because the way to do that is to subscribe to the channel. First of all, stick around because I'm going to give you lots and lots more. And there's already dozens and dozens more videos on the channel to share even more bands with you if you're feeling hungry right now. But hit the like button and comment too, because your engagement is so important, because when you do that, YouTube knows that, hey, people are interested in this, and then it shares it out to an even bigger pool of people who also fit the same kind of interests and tags, and then they can find out about these bands and also go out and hopefully purchase these albums, because that's sort of my end game here. Like, more so than my analytics, what I look for in terms of success is how often are people going from my video to these people's Bandcamp pages or Spotify or wherever you consume your music and actually buying their albums with your hard-earned money. That's what it's all about. So please do that. Also, down in the description, you can find links to all of our social media where you can follow us there, the email newsletter, and if you really want to take that extra step, that extra dive into becoming a real supporter, then consider contributing even just $1 a month to our Patreon or Subscribe Star. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.